In this digital age, social media accounts are certainly critical to staying connected, including with public officials. But the platforms also allow critics to sound off. And now a major case before the U.S. Supreme Court could decide when silencing those critics goes too far. In tonight's Prime Focus, Devin Dwyer is in Michigan, where one man is taking on the establishment in what he calls a fight for free speech.
All right, count down and then go.
Yes.
In the basement of a local insurance office, Kevin Linke is building a brand.
Welcome to Through My Eyes. I'm your host, Kevin Linke.
The small-town influencer turned local media personality has cast himself as the Port Huron provocateur.
That was the scripted version. This is the unscripted version.
His online videos target public officials with claims of wrongdoing, from alleged abuse in schools.
The community should be outraged by this the way that I am.
To the unsolved murder of a 3-year-old boy.
We can't have little boys being found dead in their homes.
His 17,000 followers on Facebook have given him an audience and attention. An experience in his family's demolition business has taught him how to be a wrecking ball.
A lot of people have said you seem angry all the time.
You need anger sometimes. You know, I tried to be the nice guy with a lot of the stuff I have going on. That didn't work. They just run over you. So, you know, the anger has seemed to, as long as it's controlled, you know, it's been a benefit to what I got going on.
Linke's rap sheet includes a felony assault conviction, jail time for contempt of court, fleeing arrest in a Waldo costume.
At the center of all this is my daughter.
And a bitter custody battle over his daughter, whom he hasn't seen in 5 years.
I have my dad's Don't Quit right here.
And now Linke is taking up yet another fight, bringing a case for free speech on social media all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
The law is the law, and the law should be followed, especially by the stewards of the law and the ones that are enforcing it, and that's not what happens here.
It all began in March 2020 when Linke lodged complaints, sometimes under different names, about the government's pandemic response on the personal Facebook page of Port Huron City Manager James Freed.
While everyone else is out of a job, you know, this is when they shut everything down. We have our city manager and our mayor out at one of the pricier restaurants in town, like, oh, look, we're at lunch, look at us. So I made some very civil comments and offered my opinion.
Linke says Freed's page had all the trappings of an official account, identifying him as a public figure, showing his official photo with city pin, and in between posts about his family, posts about his handling of COVID.
What did you say?
I said, you know, your response to the pandemic has been abysmal, and I said the city deserves better.
But then Linke says he was blocked from the page and his comments were erased.
All of a sudden, they all just disappeared. A bunch of other local residents were like, oh, James has been deleting comments for years and blocking people. Anytime they say something he doesn't like, he gets rid of the comment.
Are you all cleaned up? Let's make sure your hands are good.
Freed, who was appointed city manager in 2014 and is a dedicated father of 2,
Give me a kiss.
insists his Facebook page was personal.
I've had Facebook ever since college. It was a lot of photos of I like to go out to eat, I'm a foodie, a lot of photos of my wife and kids, our vacations, pictures of my dog. The only difference was I had, you know, about 15,000 followers.
And with so many followers, Freed says he was required to make his page public under Facebook's policy.
Thanks, bye.
While some posts mentioned his job, Freed says the page was not government-owned or maintained.
We'll know funding within the next 30 days.
Or a responsibility as city manager.
When it's communication from my office as city manager regarding work and for our residents, we use formal press releases, media releases to the official medias around the city. Facebook was just a secondary.
And when it came to criticism posted on that page?
I'll take criticism from my residents. But I'm not going to have a convicted felon who doesn't live here stalking my family. The only thing he ever posted I remember was he put 3 little smiley faces, which were real creepy, on a random post.
He says you were trying to censor him. Were you trying to silence your critics?
No, not at all. It's not a public forum.
Not a public forum.
You can come to city council meetings. You can write me a letter on my city email address. You can write me a letter here. You come to my office and talk to me. There is literally 100 different ways to get your criticism to me. But my personal Facebook page doesn't have to be one of them.
It's a debate over personal social media accounts operated by government officials and the First Amendment's protection of free speech. Katie Fallow with the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University says the stakes are sweeping.
public officials have been using social media accounts as a primary way to talk to constituents about the work of government, and it is extremely important that people be able to speak to their public officials without fearing that they're going to be censored because of their viewpoints.
Cases of public officials allegedly silencing or censoring their critics online have been growing. In a case from California, also before the Supreme Court, a group of parents sued 2 school board members for blocking their criticism on social media and won. In a case from 2017, so did a group of Twitter users blocked by former President Donald Trump.
I think we're looking at the same case here. Mr. Freed ended up started using his Facebook page to give directives about the COVID response and all that, you know, and at that point it seemed pretty official.
There's nothing a part of my job that requires me to use social media. There's nothing directing me to use social media or how I should use social media. It was me on my personal phone. Please, I don't like the comparisons to Donald Trump.
Freed says millions of public officials have rights too, including owning and managing a personal account on social media.
If I was using an official City of Port Huron Facebook page and I was blocking people, I think we'd have an issue. Anyone who looks at that page knows it's not official communication.
They're not going to like that, and I love it.
Linke says there need to be clearer rules. And while he hopes to win his Supreme Court case, he says in some ways he's already won.
And my hope is that the justices, one way or the other, they are going to put a bright line rule in place about social media and public officials and their activities on there.
Why bring a case over deleted Facebook comments? I mean, don't you have bigger fish to fry?
I do, but at the same time, you know, free speech is free speech, and, you know, we have to preserve that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.